Ladies and gentlemen, DeSantis has essentially dropped out, basically endorsing Trump at this point. I don't know if his campaign is doing this on purpose, but New York Times, DeSantis' campaign struggles to make a strong case against Trump. You might say, well, you're quoting the New York Times, okay? The problem is that if the New York Times and others saw any glimmer of hope in Ron DeSantis, they would anoint him as the good Republican, somebody, or if, let's say they still don't like him because he's doing actually a very good job in Florida, but let's say they saw him as an obstacle, but still better than Trump, it's not just the Times, it's every other publication is looking at his campaign saying, okay, he's not even an adversary at this point to Trump. There's no way at this juncture that DeSantis gets anywhere close to Trump. He ran an attack ad that was ridiculous and actually painted Trump in a much better light than he thought. Again, Trump never gets credit for the good things that he says. Okay, when he says he wants to treat everyone on the planet with dignity and respect, nobody pays attention. Then DeSantis tried to make an issue of that, and it totally failed. So you have CNN, Trump's dominance of GOP field has America bracing for a toxic campaign. America is not bracing for anything. America is desperately awaiting a chance to get mashed potato brains out of the picture politically and Trump back into the Oval Office. The only people that don't want Trump back into the Oval Office are people who are happy with record highs in inflation, homelessness, crime, all of these problems taking place, especially in blue states and Democratic-run major cities. But you have a president in Trump with record low poverty in 2019, record highs in household median income. By the way, for the AOC politicians out there who are complete, basically just engage in theatrical performances, if you look at the number of people who've lost their lives trying to get into this country, the number has skyrocketed every year in Biden's administration. No AOC photo looking into a chain link fence, and you don't see what she's looking at with her, weeping. People are losing their lives more now than at any time in Trump's administration. I have to actually speak, obviously, for the algorithm here, but people crossing into the country from the southern geographic region of our country. Okay, so I'm not just talking about Trump presided over record low poverty, record highs in household median income. He brought Americans home from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, negotiated the deals to get them home. Biden reluctantly, in the most haphazard and just incompetent manner, didn't even want to abide by the agreements. That one called for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. Trump, in terms of foreign policy and economic policy, much better president. But if you look at one topic that Democrats completely ignore now, people are losing their lives, people of all ages trying to get into this country. The numbers have skyrocketed, and Democrats don't care. Poverty is up in the United States of America. Okay, again, I don't know how to explain this other than in the manner that I'm doing. Even the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who disown friends and family because of Trump can understand this basic concept. Poverty, close to 4 years into Biden's administration, has gone up, not down. Poverty has gone up for every demographic group, and real wages continue to stay down. Meaning, even if salaries go up because of inflation, you're still losing money from your paycheck. Real wages were up. Now, I bring up all of this because DeSantis, and hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen, DeSantis has no chance against Trump. Okay, the indictment in New York is a complete, farce, a joke, a hush money payment that wasn't even it was not even a hush money payment. It's as a contract where the person signed a confidentiality agreement and demanded payment or else she'd go to the press. That is actually a felony called extortion. If somebody did that to a Democrat, imagine somebody did that to Hunter, they'd be thrown in jail immediately. But the payment that they call hush money, everything's so sensationalized with Trump. It wasn't against the law. Okay. Furthermore, it was the FEC that fined Clinton, and I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. I just have a hunch. I don't have no clue how that could take place, but I think that I just can't imagine Clinton not being the Democratic Party's nominee. But you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where DeSantis is pretty much done. There's no momentum. He's not even, look, I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post in 2015 and 2016. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I understand Bernie Sanders is a tool of the Democratic Party, not like the real deal like Donald Trump or JFK Jr. or Tulsi Gabbard. These people are genuine, honest human beings who believe in what they say. I get that. Back in 2015, 2016, I thought, oh my God, Bernie Sanders was amazing. I didn't do so because I thought that he was a socialist or a communist. I thought that he would bring home Americans. That was my main reason in terms of foreign policy, and I thought that I just was on the left. I've now, of course, seen, after years of looking what Trump did, record low poverty, record highs in household median income, brought Americans home. He was the best president of my lifetime. Every single, and I've become more conservative on a whole lot of issues. Okay, being on the left is basically, it's almost a cult. You think you're doing something moral, but in reality, it's the vantage point on a lot of topics are completely immoral. But anyway, I wrote a Federalist article. You can read my writing in the Federalist. Also, on why Bernie Sanders supporters initially in 2016 should vote for Trump in 2020. I explain my vantage point. There's actually 10 to 15% of Bernie Sanders voters chose Trump. But my point is, if you wanted somebody, whether it was Sanders in 2016, because different person from 2020, but if you wanted somebody, RFK Jr. this year, Donald Trump, you want somebody to reform a corrupt system. Do you enjoy the system the way the system is now? Do you like the corruption? The fact that you have intel agencies now becoming part of domestic politics. If you see all of these things that are you see what's taking place in society right now, funding a never-ending conflict in Europe where we're 90 seconds to midnight. None of these bad things happened with Trump, okay? And more people lost their lives from you-know-what with Biden his first year. So it's objectively life is worse in terms of the economy and foreign policy under Biden. Objectively. You would think if there was an alternative to Trump, the people who don't like Trump in the Republican Party would really find a way to get that person rolling. DeSantis, the best thing about DeSantis is that he's like Trump. It's not so much that he's good in what he does, Ron DeSantis, but it's not so much that he's Ron DeSantis. It's that he's similar to Trump. It's like, oh, a Republican that's similar to Trump. Wow, that's fantastic. Finally, somebody who's genuine. The most honest politician is Donald Trump. It is certainly not Biden or Clinton or any of the Democrats or any of the never Trump Republicans. These people play to a public relations monstrosity. Media, they worship media and intel agencies and Hollywood and a fabricated consensus of experts that just always happen to agree with them. And ignore and silence and censor any experts or people that disagree with them. My point, though, ladies and gentlemen, is DeSantis is going to have to endorse Trump sooner or later. Obviously, it's a little bit early, but he's basically either running his campaign into the ground on purpose or he's incompetent when it comes to running a presidential campaign. I don't know what it is. It almost seems like he's doing this on purpose. He has zero momentum. He's not doing himself any favors, by the way, in running at a time when everyone knows Trump's being indicted for political reasons. Democrats are doing exactly what they claim Trump did, which he never did, which he should have done, but wasn't able to do because of people like Jeff Sessions and William Barr. Democrats actually did commit crimes with servers, siphoning classified data, and Hunter's laptop, pay-to-play bribery schemes. Trump committed no crimes. Their best defense is a good offense, so they keep indicting him, which these indictments will be overturned by the Supreme Court. Their convictions will. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right